mean, I saw something on social media the other day. It's like, wait a minute. There are sales. Oh, you can get 10% off, 15% off, 50% off in our store today if you come in and shop. Black Friday. Well, where are the sales? Where's the Black Friday for our bills? You notice how there's never a sale for that, right? 50% off on your mortgage this month. Holy shit, I'm taking that. 50% off on your car payment this month. I'm taking that. Oh, you got 50% off daycare this month. Where is that at?
Shit. 50% off your student loans. How about that?
Yes.
100% off your student loans. How about that?
Why is the government flaking on this, man? Because Biden extended it again to May. So it was due, in February, March? Now it's May?
It's like, fuck. Okay, how long have...
Shit or get off the pot.
Yeah, how long have these, delays have been going on? Don't get me wrong, I'm happy about that. I'm fucking happy, but it's like, okay. People have not been forced to pay student loans in, almost over a year? And
March 2022. No, sorry, March 2020.
Yeah, right.
March 2020.
So almost a year.
Yeah.
The country, not
a year.
No, not a whole year, but getting there, right? Because it's almost January.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
So
it seems longer.
By the time this next delay expires in May, it will have been
2 years, bro.
2 years.
March 2020. We already had March 2021.
Right. But my point is, okay, whether it's 1 year or 2 years, there's been plenty of time that people have not been paying their student loans. This country has not fallen apart into complete chaos, right?
Hell yeah.
At this point, don't let anyone, scare you into thinking, the economy would collapse or whatever if student loans were fucking just completely wiped clean from the face of the fucking earth. Because clearly, shit's been running as it normally does. Now, that's not saying there wouldn't be repercussions or consequences or anything like that, but let's not delude ourselves into thinking that it would be like this fucking apocalypse that, financial institutions would rather have you believe.
So... speaking of student loans, I have some evidence for the audience out there. Evidence that proves student loans are a scam.
As if the audience needed convincing of that.
Well, I actually have numbers. So check this out. So high school students, right? Mm-hmm. If you're wondering whether you should go to college right now and pay for it yourself, no, don't do it. Let me show you why. Here's some evidence to prove the student loans are a scam. So, check this out. I have been saving on an Excel spreadsheet my student loan payments from November 29th, 2014, when they were required to be due. Mm-hmm. I owed $42,153.
Oof.
How many years is it now? It's been 7 years now? 7? Guess how much I owe? $33,910.
And how much have you been paying per month?
$300 before the freeze on the loans. Okay. 2020 March. So $300 a month. Oh, well, actually, let's go, because I'm looking right now at my spreadsheet. Let's go to March 2020 and see how much I paid off by then. Mm-hmm. Man, every time I look at this, I get so angry. So, all right. So, March 2020. You want to know how much was paid off from 42,000?
Tell us. Tell the audience.
Only 7,000? Because I owed back in 2014, November 29th, 42,153. So 42,000. Mm-hmm. Before the March 2020 forbearance thing, $37,000, 102. So these student loans, basically what I'm trying to say is these student loans, they're designed to have them paid off in like never by the time you die. You'll be paying these for the rest of your entire life.
Yeah, I mean, we all kind of known that, though.
And these are federal loans, too. These aren't private loans. And look at some of these interest rates I'm getting for federal loans. 2.650%, 6.800%, 4.500%, 6.800%, etc.
I thought you consolidated your loans.
They're all consolidated, but I break them down into I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them are Stafford loans that have been consolidated.
Okay.
4 of them were subsidized, 3 of them were not subsidized. So all of them are consolidated, and I just pay one payment a month. But even that, I mean, I keep track of each one of those loans as well. And like, people say student loans are a scam, and I have the evidence to show it.
Just by math.
Just by this spreadsheet. I mean, I'd recommend everybody out there too, keep track of it. And I even tell my students today in high school, I'm like, look, if you're planning on going to college and you want to pay for it yourself and you want to pay for it with loans, don't do it. Go to a trade school instead, where you learn a trade. And if you want to go to college later, use the money you get from your trade. So this shit is a scam, man. And you're asking 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds to take out these loans for tens of thousands of dollars.
Hell,
come on, your brain's not even developed at 17 and 18.
You can't even buy fucking alcohol at that age.
Yeah.
But they'll let you take out like tens of thousands of dollars of loans. Now, I will say this. I mean, don't get me wrong. I fucking agree with what you're saying. But I would maybe consider that, like, in my situation, you know, like, if I had, like, as somebody who didn't do what you suggested, you know, go to a trade school, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I went to, like, I did the whole exploration bit, right? I switched my fucking major when I was in undergrad, at least for my associates, like 3 or 4 times. And then when I got to Ohio State to work on my bachelor's, I settled on my major, which it's paying off now, actually. I got a pretty fucking decent job coming up. So, like, on the one hand, there are definitely smart ways of financing your education, which you should always consider. Would always recommend that. However, I don't think it's a solution that works for everybody. Like, not everybody can go to trade school.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if you have, like, I mean, I'm sure, like, there are trade programs that you could do if you have, like, a physical disability, right? But, you know, because when we think about, like, trades and jobs like that, we tend to think of, you know, plumbing and HVAC and shit like that. Like, you know, and there's other things you could do, too, obviously, if you go to a trade school. But ultimately, the pathway that's going to increase your potential, like, give you the higher potential outcome or for your income or whatever, typically is still higher education.
Yeah, because, but I think too going for. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I mean, I know you're not saying don't go to university, obviously, because I mean, you could technically just pay your way. You could technically go the route of trade school, right? And then you could finance your way to getting, like, your bachelor's if you were so inclined for whatever program you're into. So I'm not, like, writing that off. I'm just saying, like, this is always going to be a problem no matter what. Until, like, we have a system that has not only canceled student loan debt, but also has a system to prevent people from getting into student loan debt ever again.
Yeah. I would definitely, I think I'm definitely for free college if the government were to I suppose if the government were to be more active in allowing people to pursue their passions, or maybe just pursue the needs of, I guess, the country or the economy.
Yeah.
I'm not saying be like the Soviet Union, say you're going in here or here.
Oh, fuck that.
I don't even know if that's communist. That's why I didn't say communist, but
yeah.
So I'm not advocating that. And also I would recommend too, going beyond a bachelor's. If you're like me and you've got like a general degree, I had to go to a master's degree to become a teacher, to get more tailored to a specific job. So, and even though now as a teacher, I am, it's never really been a situation to where I feel like, yeah, I want to retire with this job. I love this. No, I from the 8 years that I've been a teacher, every year I've been like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing next year. So that's even this year, because I'm all on. I teach online, but if my position gets cut and they want us to go back to the physical classrooms, hell to no, I'm not going back to the physical classroom.
Right. You're making the most of what you've got right now, right?
Yes.
Like, I mean, the government should also consider incentivizing, young people into going certain careers, usually either through I feel like college should be free. Or at least, yeah. I'm using free in air quotes, but you all know what the fuck I mean, conservatives. As if you even fucking listen to the show. But my point is that, I feel like there should be some extra incentives to go into certain fields. And I feel like the government should have a role in kind of saying, hey, if you go into this field, obviously you don't have to worry about student loan debt, but it also might be able to find working for the government, doing government jobs that pay very well and you receive government benefits, for example. Yeah. Kind of like how the post office has always kind of been one method of social upward mobility, right? Why can't you do that, with public health officials, for example? Or logistics professionals, hey, what if, or engineering or fucking anything, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. And one of the things too that I thought about when you were saying that kind of piggyback off of you, is think about the student loans and social class. Oh God, here he goes again, social class. No, hear me out here. For those of you who are skeptical about this, the way I see student loans is student loans are an expensive way, and it's something that you're going to pay for the rest of your life to go up in social class. Like me. Mm-hmm. Full disclosure, I come from an area in this city that has been called a ghetto, that has a lot of social problems. And I didn't come from the richest family. My parents paid zero for my college education because they couldn't. Yeah. Hell, my mom's mortgage money was getting stolen by drug addicts. So the way I see these student loan scams, for me to get out of that situation, I had to take on so much debt, all this debt, to do, I don't even know what I wanted to do at that time when I went into college. I didn't declare my major until my sophomore year.
Yeah.
And so the way I look at my student loans is, I'm going to have to pay hundreds of dollars per month to maintain my social class. It's such a scam for the lower classes and the middle classes, man.
Yeah, it's out of one pan into another. Or, there's all kinds of fucking sayings, that you could probably come up with. But it's well, I escaped one situation, but the means to do so have put me in another shitty situation that's not as bad as the previous one, but it has its own unique circumstances, which,
but it's financial stress. And also student loans at this time that we're speaking, I don't think they can be written off during bankruptcy, can they?
No, they can't.
So there's a debt you have literally for the rest of your life. I mean, this is modern day debtor's prison.
Right, because remember, the federal government can garnish your wages. They can take money out of your Social Security if you like fall short on paying it. So yeah, how fucking sadistic is that? Yeah. That the other countries who, even if they do like student loans, that they do have like pathways to forgiveness, or at least more so than the fucking United States does. But like the United States, you know, practically puts like a fucking gun up to your head if you want to pursue higher education. The only other, you know, alternatives you have are if you work and luck out and get a scholarship, your parents pay your way, which that's not fucking most of us, or you sell yourself to the fucking armed forces for 4 years.
Oh, yeah. And for those of you out there who are thinking, well, you're a teacher, though. Can't you get your student loans forgiven? Well, I'm a social studies teacher, and a lot of that usually applies to science and math teachers. Now, I do work in an urban school district, but since I'm a social studies teacher, I think I have to wait, under the current laws, I have to wait 10 years. And then only partially, like I can only get like what, $7,000 to $13,000 off my student loans.
It's fucking barely anything. And given what you've already paid, like what, $7,000? Or what?
Yeah.
How much did you say you've paid already since then?
$8,000.
You've already paid fucking $8,000.
Yeah. So think about it though, $300 a month. So hold on, let me go back to my student loan sheet. Actually, let's see how much I actually paid. So and we'll go into the March 2020 forbearance for everybody. So all right, so when the forbearance came, I was on payment 61, and I was paying $300 a month. Yeah, 300. All right, so let me get my calc out, my calculator. $300 times 61. Oh my God.
How much have you paid?
Oh my God. 18,300.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit. To pay off $6,000 of my student loans, I had to pay $18,300.
Yep. Big fucking yep.
Oh my gosh. That's it. QED, it's done. If that doesn't tell you it's scamming, I don't know what is. Holy
Oof. Yeah.
I'm speechless, bro. As I often get in our podcast, I'm speechless. $18,000. $18,300 I've paid only to knock off $6,000 from the principal of my student loans.
Just the fucking principal.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Phew.
Wow, sorry y'all. We are speechless.
Man, student loans are fucking evil. We are at a war with evil.